And welcome to Wine Chats with Bildo and Lindelin. My name is Billy Milovanovic, also known as Bildo.
My name's Lindsay Kirkwood, also known as Lindelin.
I don't know why. Oh, sorry. What?
Or Lenny. That.
I don't know why I keep wanting to. Naturally, for some reason, I keep wanting to say Lindelin.
Yeah.
Anyway, hi. This is an offensively funny podcast about drinking wine and chatting life. And today's no different.
I feel like I'm like, are we doing the proper recording or no? I mean, I guess if it was a good one,
we are.
We could have, but no, not today.
Well, now that you've ruined it.
Yeah, I have ruined it.
Oh no, not that one. No, God,
yeah.
No.
Today we're talking about difficult conversations.
Yes,
because we had a moment.
Oh yes. Well, we've had a few actually over the years, really.
Yeah.
I do. Now that you say it, I do remember this one time we went to South Bank.
Save it for the episode.
But do you remember that?
No.
Okay.
Save it for the episode.
I'll save it for the episode.
Okay. Oh, I'm nervous. But before we do that, Bill, don't you want to ask me how I am? You're being rude.
No, what I would like is some wine.
The wine.
Lindelin, can you pour us some wine and then I can ask you how you are?
Thank you.
Because I don't think that we're going to be able to think clearly.
No, I can't. I'm exhausted. Seriously, my brain is fried, which you'll find out why in a moment. But yes, I will.
Oh my God. We're on the couch. You know what? I'm so glad I don't handle the wine because we have moved from our little office up to the couch because we want it to be a bit more comfortable.
We want to change things up.
Yes.
And it's the end of an era, really, for us, right?
Very
because
good.
We're changing things up. And today for our wine, we are drinking the Divorced AF range from lovely Cedar and Pine Wine Bar in Brisbane called, I love her labels, The End of an Era.
I love it.
Hilarious.
I love it.
From the Divorce is Fuck
Genius.
range.
I actually can't wait for one of my friends to get divorced. I'm going to send them so...
Cheers to that.
So if you're thinking of getting divorced anytime soon, I have the perfect wine for you. Let me know. Hit me up.
I know, right? Now, we left at these because...
Oh, God.
More so we left it ourselves. We're assuming this is a Shiraz.
Yes.
It's red. It looks like a Shiraz. We probably should have confirmed, but look.
Can I tell you? It could be a Cab Sav. It could be a Merlot. Could be a Pinot Noir. I'm literally just listing all the red wines I can think of. Because it doesn't say it on the label. And yes, you're right. We could have clarified with Cedar and Pine, but you know what? This is fun. It's fine.
It's a guessing game.
It's a guessing game.
Right.
All right, cheers.
Cheers.
Now, very gentle cheers.
I know. Well, I was trying to be careful. And should we even say anything about it? Like if people, well, no one's there anyways. Never mind. I was going to say for those that are watching live, but nobody's watching live. That we're not going to look at you. So
no, people on YouTube might be watching because
oh, right. You put the whole
I hardly ever cut any of these things up. So people on YouTube, you know our secrets.
Well, you should be flattered because we're fucking off Insta and concentrating on YouTube. So
that's right. So
YouTube.
Cheers to YouTube. Yeah. Cheers to that again.
Just to reiterate, fun fact is end of an era for us. We're going to be sitting on the couch chatting from now on. No more studio.
Oh, I just took my first sip and I will tell you about it later. Yeah, right?
Oh my God.
Does that seem like a Shiraz to you?
No. We'll get into wow. Yeah. This is
right.
I don't even want to say a word.
You know what? If it's an end of an era, I'm down. It's a celebration of the end.
Yeah, so let's save it. Oh, can you please turn your phone on silent?
God, do you know what we're doing here? Lindelin, how are you?
I'm so tired.
Really?
I'm deliriously happily tired.
Yes, I like that. That's good.
Because my mummy's here, right? Obviously from Canada. She arrived last Friday. Yes. Today is Thursday morning. So she's been here for a handful of days.
Yep.
But because she's here for such a short period of time, this trip, literally 2 weeks, 5 days, which she's normally here for like 6-ish, 7 weeks.
Because when you come from Canada, you don't want to fucking come for 3 weeks. Like you want to stay. Like it's,
Yeah, but this time around, we could only fit in a few weeks with her work and scheduling, all this kind of stuff. But we've been jam-packing those days in. We're like up and going to bed at like 10 to 8.
I mean, honestly, for those of us listening, we're all just getting the right picture of what Lindsay and her mum would be like, right? Oh, right. Like there is no sense, like you can just imagine that if my mum came over from overseas, we would just be sitting on the couch eating chips with the homemade dip my mum makes.
Yum.
Just living our lives together. Yeah. But this bitch like packs her mum in. Do you know what what I saw your mum doing? So we're walking up the stairs. We're just going down and getting studio stuff, whatever. Walking up the stairs. Lindsay's mum is in like knee deep in the pool, in the cold pool. Not that she realizes because she's Canadian.
Yeah, yeah.
Like doing all the weeding from the, pulling off all the like dead leaves and stuff.
Yeah, I have a garden bed right alongside my pool. Yeah. So, and there's a ledge in the pool alongside that. So she's just standing on the ledge gardening. But my mom
here's
loves
Lindsay
that.
sitting on the couch, drinking wine, chatting life, and poor mum is in the pool.
Yeah, it's fine.
And she said, I said, what are you doing? Like she's put you to work. Yeah. And she basically was just like, I love this.
She does.
So there's two of you. I can only imagine that it's been jam-packed.
And this is the thing. We've been jam-packed of doing some fun stuff, but then also like we run a very tight ship, so to speak, with our daily lives. So I'm the way I am because of my mom being the way she is.
And so, I'm the way I am.
Yeah, right? Because Yasna's the way
my mom is.
Right, but that's fine.
Totally.
Anyway, so I'm just tired. My brain, I mean, my brain doesn't work normally anyways, but today it's extra fuzzy.
Yeah. Look, I mean, mine's always fuzzy again. Nothing new there. I feel like with the school holidays coming to an end. No.
Yeah.
See?
Oh, right. And I even nodded.
Like, no. Good Lord. School holidays are starting tomorrow. Yeah. I never used to care about that. For those people with no kids, you'd be like, what? Who? What?
Yeah.
You know, but now I need it. I crave it. And also I've been working at the school, so I'm just
counting down. You would be.
And it's like, you know, when you're in the car and you really need to pee, but then you get closer to home, you like extra need to pee. That's what it feels like. That exhaustion is like, because I know the end is coming, I just feel more exhausted by it.
That is a really good analogy. Right? Weird one, but totally like dead on.
That's where I'm at. I can see home and I'm busting to pee.
Yeah. And it's starting to dribble it like just a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, dear. Can I just, okay, so we're going to talk, I had just remembered this story and it's a good way to start off our topic about difficult conversations or maybe even confrontations as well. Sure. Like just awkward moments where you're speaking to someone. I just remembered. So I had to take Frank, my dog, to the vet the other day.
Of course. It's one of the things on your list.
Right? Yes. Stay-at-home moms, right? So I had to take him to this vet that we normally don't go to.
Okay.
It is in Underwood. Now, not to be rude, but Underwood.
Oh, Camp Hill. Here we go.
Underwood is in like the Logan area, which is, there's a saying,
beautiful area of Brisbane.
That
happens to have a lower socioeconomical.
Now that's out of the way. Logan Bogans. Right? There's a saying. I didn't make up the saying, Billy. It's just out there in the world. Anyhow, I'm down with that. So I put my maps on.
Lindsay will come down with the peeps. She rented out a shitty car just to drive there.
No, but I locked my doors. So I'm driving to this vet where I have no idea where it is, right? And I panic. I'm like you. I don't like driving.
I hate that. I do too. I panic so hard.
Yeah, I don't like driving places I haven't been.
Yes.
I get lost very easily.
Yes. And then I panic. Yes.
Yeah. And I know people are like, just put in maps. Yeah, I did that. And I still got lost.
I was going to say, sometimes map tells you the wrong way. It's like veer to the left. What does veer mean?
Let's not get into that. So there's construction. So even though maps is saying your destination is on your left, there was a fucking concrete barricade there. Right. I'm like, I can't get to it. So I missed my turnoff.
Oh God.
I panic. Instead of me using my brain logically and like, you know, calm down.
Yeah, impossible.
Right?
Yep.
I should have just done a U-turn, but I just go left.
Right.
And then I start seeing highway signs again. I'm like, oh my God.
That is the worst.
I don't want to go back on the highway. Oh. Long story short, I pull over in this little shopping complex. Going, okay, I'll get my bearings, redirect my EMI maps, whatever. So as it's saying, turn on fucking whatever, Fitzgerald Street. I'm like, well, where's Fitzgerald Street? Like I'm in a car park, right? So I see these two tradies standing, one's in his truck, one's standing by his truck. And I'm like, I'm just going to roll on up and ask him, where's Fitzgerald Street?
Right.
Oh my God. These two lovely tradies. The one guy was giving me directions to Canada. I swear, like it was so complex. And the look on my face, the other guy was like, he's the wrong dude to ask. And so after about literally 5 minutes, I said to him, if I go up there and turn right, will that take me to Fitzgerald? Because I've had 5 minutes to suss out my surroundings finally. He's like, oh, yeah, do that.
What the fuck, dude?
Fine. Thank you, gentlemen. Bye-bye now. So I go to turn right, and now there's a pedestrian cross, right?
Oh, no. Okay.
So there's this gentleman that's about to walk. And so I stop, and I wave my... Yeah, right? I don't want to hit him. So I wave, hand gesture to him, like, oh, no, you go. And he starts mouthing off at me.
Right? What the fuck?
Right? So I roll down my window to say, oh, no, sir, like I was telling you, like you go. So he's a bit of an older gentleman.
Plus, he lives in Underwood, so.
He's a resident.
Lindsay.
A long time resident.
Oh, my God.
So I'm being polite, and he is having a go at me.
For what?
Because he thinks I'm telling him to fuck
to
off
hurry
or
up.
something.
Oh, right.
No, I don't know. And he's like, I've got the right of way. You don't. I'm like, no, I know, sir. My hand gesture was to tell you to go. So we're kind of having this moment, and my new boyfriends, my tradie boyfriends, come over. Oh my God. And the one guy was like, dude, she's being nice. Like, she's not trying to tell you off, blah, blah, blah. And then the old guy starts going off at him, saying, I'm going to get my solicitors after you. My legal team after you.
Oh,
anyways, it starts to escalate. Awkward moment. This is where it fits into our topic, where now my Logan buddy is like throwing out the C-bombs left, right, and center. Fucking cunt, blah, blah, beep, beep, beep. To this poor man. So do you know, I literally rolled my window up, locked my door, and fucking veered around the pedestrian. I'm like, you dudes, sort it out yourself. I am out. It was so awkward. I felt so awkward and uncomfortable. Like, even though the guy had to go at me, I felt really bad for him.
Oh my God.
Like, anyways, it was very awkward and uncomfortable.
I mean, again, is anybody once again listening here surprised that Lindsay's had some sort of tiff and argument with people in the streets? It just fault. Seems to just follow you. It's really awkward exchanges.
It was.
Look, how do we start this?
Well, tell me about the South Bank one, about you and I, and then we'll get into our big conversation.
Yes. Okay. Well, this is all about...
I don't remember.
Let's take it back to episode 17.
Oh.
In season 1.
Oh.
I want to say, the friendships episode. I honestly have no idea if it's the 17th or not. I have no idea. I just threw it out there.
To do with Katie?
Yes. Oh. So remember when everything kind of went down with Katie? I don't. Or was it like an Adele thing that we fought over? There was some sort of tiff that there was a bunch of us girls that had at work, and I don't even know where to start because I'm not a very confrontational person, right? And so whatever had happened, you and I basically got into it as well.
I do remember something. I think it was Edel. I think there was something around the four of us.
Yes. It was all when it started to kind of break down.
Yeah. And then I think
she
indirectly you and I tiffed.
Yes, that's right. Because it was something between me and somebody else that then somehow you and I became into this. Yes. There was something between all of us. Yeah. Anyway, all I remember is us sitting at dinner. And having this, again, really difficult conversation.
Oh, really?
Because it's those moments where you were like, you know what? I could just fuck you off and we could never be friends again.
I said that?
No, like I think that was the vibe of the whole thing because the four of us were just fighting. I even remember having these text exchanges with Adele and all this sort of stuff. Yeah, Edel. I forgot we called it that. Oh my God. Edel. Like it's been so long. Yeah. And then, I remember us just sitting down together and like just be like, when you're just so honest with your friend about all the things that have, I don't even know I don't remember. All I remember, it was really awkward. Yeah. And a really difficult conversation to have. Yeah. And then we had it and then we were all happy and here we are. Yeah, totally.
This is the point. Like we even put a reel up. Like if you're a true friend, like not just like a casual friend or a deep down to the core true friend. Yes. You should be able to have those really ugly, uncomfortable, awkward conversations and not lose the friendship, right?
Yes, and I think, and that's what I was saying, like in that sense that like that easily could have been a friendship breaker where you're just like, fuck, you know what? I'm not doing that. Like, see ya. And I've had those. We've all had those.
Totally.
But I think that's, again, like what makes you stronger in that sense that you can have those conversations. You have to be able to nut shit out.
And I think it's an important factor in a friendship.
In any relationship though.
Yeah.
Like marriage, come on. Like you don't just like, I mean, let's not, we don't have time for that today. Yeah. But like that in itself is like the ultimate, how do you live with someone and have difficult conversations and still carry on? Now do we want to talk about what our big tiff was?
It wasn't a tiff, I think really. So, because that's what it was funny because
this in itself is kind of a difficult conversation, isn't it? Because it's like, how do you bring it up? But
yes and no. But it was funny because it was kind of on my mind anyways to do a reel about like friendship. Yes. Yeah. And then Billy and I, so we're changing the podcast a little bit. And we just feel like the world is shifting a bit in our podcast world. Like just between you and I and the podcast. And so our views and thoughts both had changed a little bit. And like, I think when you're in a relationship with a friend, doing a business relationship, sorry, I should have stipulated, like it's important to have one-on-one tricky conversations to make sure that hey, how are you? And like, what are your thoughts and where are you at? And vice versa, right? And we hadn't really had one of those conversations for a while.
Well, I don't want to say ever, because I feel like we were always on the same page, and suddenly I don't think we were on the same page, which is again interesting.
Yes, because normally you are the, oh my God, like, all is great.
I mean, we can give these details. Listen, long story short, we had a bad meeting. We had a meeting where we realized that the podcast isn't where it needs to be for us to take it to whatever level we think we should be taking it to. And I just got exhausted by the whole thing. Like after that meeting, I was just so... I don't know if people remember whoever's listening, we had a story up because I was crying and, Lindsay's videoing me and laughing. Yeah. Thanks, good friend. No, but I mean, after that meeting, I think I was just really like exasperated. Yeah. Is that the right word? Is there a P in there?
If not, we all know what it is.
There's a P in there. Yeah. And I got to, like you said, I'm normally very much like, one chat, let's do this. We'll start a podcasting school. We'll start another account and then we're going to teach you, so I'm like all gear. And then suddenly I was like, I just don't know if I can do this anymore.
Had a massive, what I call an emotional wobble. Like you were just
massive.
I'm like all over the place type thing.
Oh, I was unhinged. I cried for days.
For sure. Yeah.
I cried for days. I literally did after I left you. And then you text me that night and you were like, are you okay? I'm like, I'm totally fine.
Bawling.
Bawling my eyes out. But and that wasn't against you. It wasn't, that's not, I mean, obviously it led to a difficult conversation, but it wasn't that, you didn't make me cry. It wasn't that. No. But then when I had come, like I had thought about it, we took a week off wine chats. And then I came back kind of being like, you know what? I don't know if I want to do this anymore. But can I tell you, in all honesty, I thought, because there was a phone call in between us seeing each other, I thought you would be relieved.
Yeah, I know. You said that on the phone.
And I was like, I honestly thought I was like letting you off the hook.
Yeah, no.
Because I was honestly like, if I'm this exhausted, I reckon as soon as I say it to Lindsay, because again, normally we're so on the same page that I was like, as soon as I say this, she's going to be like, oh, thank God.
Yeah.
And then just like the relief I thought was going to wash over us was intense. But then like also then that would mean the end of wine chats, which is not.
I'm not ready for that.
Which we're not ready for either, but it was just like this moment of like, like literally an emotional like collapse.
Yeah, because you rang and you're like, yep, you know what, I'm exhausted, I'm done, I don't have time for it, blah, blah, blah. And if I'm feeling this way, I'm sure you are. And I was thinking, well, number one, I'm not ready to let it go. And number two, I'm not going to go down without a fight. Like if we're going to end this, like we can't just be like, oh, fuck that. Like,
which was where I was like, no, I'm out. Like, I was so fucking done.
So we kind of had a little conversation over the phone, which was like productive and pleasant. Like it wasn't anything bad. And then so I'm assuming you kind of felt too, like knowing when we were going to see each other next, that obviously we would have to have a deeper conversation, right?
Yeah.
But which is funny. Okay, so I'm going to side note, which people would know, our listeners would know about you, that you obviously don't like confrontation. And the way you and Henry discuss issues and conflicts and have arguments is very different to the way Cameron and I do.
Yes.
So I'm very feisty, vocal, fuck you, name calling. Like we're quite aggressive, Cameron and I. You and Henry, totally different.
Yeah.
So whenever Cameron or Billy and I, whenever this wife
my
of
wife,
mine,
not my
husband. Work wife, and you and I would kind of disagree or have different opinions or whatever. There's a way of the side of Billy I'm used to seeing, right?
Yes, because I'm such a pushover. I'm very, not to say you're pushing me over, it's more my own.
You're very quiet with it.
Yeah, I internalize it. I go to a point where I'm like, okay, if I was to suggest something, and this is again where this whole big thing about me having to change how I communicate, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But like if I suggest something and you're like, well, no, that's, you're overthinking it, that's it. Yeah. Like you're done or whatever. You kind of just like, no, I don't think it's a good idea. I'd be like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Instead of actually just being like, wait, no, I think it's a good idea because of this. It doesn't have to be like a fight, but I just think because again, I'm not good at responding in a time when I should respond or I want to respond. I just feel very scared. Like literally there's a fear in me, and it's not with you, it's with everybody.
And I'm quite opinionated and vocal, and I know what I want in all aspects of life.
God,
and
God, that would be nice.
That's what makes everybody different, right? Like,
exactly. Yeah.
Not that I necessarily think I'm right or that it's got to be my way or the highway, which can be misperceived with my husband. And even my mummy at sometimes. And
even me
Billy,
sometimes. I was going to say,
it can be taken the wrong way.
Yeah.
So this is the way our relationship has always been, right? Yes. But Billy comes in, not all guns blazing, but you had the determination in your eyes. You were like, I'm here. I know what I need to say. I know what I want to say.
Yep.
Linda Lynn's going to listen, right? So I'm like, okay. But it was it was a difficult conversation.
Totally.
There was tears. There was awkwardness. So much awkwardness.
Yeah.
But it was productive.
It was needed.
Yeah.
You know, obviously productive, absolutely, because we're still here, right?
Yeah, you're on my couch.
I'm on your couch. That's right. We've redone the whole thing. Yeah.
Fist pumping you? Yeah.
Ooh,
okay. Wow, that's a different topic.
It's getting awkward all over again. Just not for the wrong reason.
Right, yeah.
I just kind of feel, I came in... And I just feel like I need to get better at this. I need to get better at saying things to begin with rather than having to like make this whole like game plan as to how I'm going to approach things. Like it just needs to have a more natural way of me actually being able to communicate some of these things so that I don't bottle them up. But absolutely, like you said, by the time I get to the point where I'm like that determined, it's hard for me to manage that as well. So then I like you said, I had to say what I had to say. And again, it was like difficult things because I feel like you said some things that I felt like were really like, what? Like I didn't realize you felt that way, like about the editing thing. Yeah. Because we have this, you know, like thing that where I'll obviously edit the episodes, which I said from the very beginning. Yeah. I was like, you don't need to do any of that. This is my jam and I enjoy it. It's fine. Like I didn't, you know, but you obviously have, from what you said, is something that's been hanging over you thinking it's going to come back to bite you.
I always knew.
And see, that's such an interesting thing because I genuinely never felt that. So it was interesting, I think, and good for you to be able to say that and for you to get that out of the way. Yeah. I would hope that you feel better about that aspect of it because in all honesty, that was never even a factor for me. Yeah. So but again, something interesting that's been like playing up for you. Yeah. That I never.
For sure. Yeah. So to clarify, people would have heard this story a million times, but when Billy asked me to do the podcast and we were like, yeah, cool, let's go ahead. I said, don't ever ask me to do any of the editing. It just does not interest me, blah, 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 that whole side of things. And you're like, yeah, cool. Yeah. But I always knew there was always this little like,
niggling thing of you.
Microphone in my head, you know, see that?
Oh, microphone?
Yeah. I'm so fucking
Look at that
clever. God. Going, ooh, this is going to come back to bite me. This is going to come back to bite me somehow, some way, to some severity. It's going to come back. So yeah, like it's important to have these conversations because like you said, I was able to actually tell you that was a thing and you're like, oh my God.
Yeah, like really? For 3 years you've been carrying that. But then again, for 3 years, this stuff I guess I've been carrying as well, but I think it was like really good to have that out. Yeah. And then definitely I just remember this one moment where we were both like, well, we're at a fucking standstill here, aren't we?
I know. Because, now what?
Yeah, like I've said what I've said, you don't fucking agree or whatever. And then now we're like, well, what now, bitch? You know? But then I just remember this moment where I'm like, this is my Linny. Yeah. Like, and I'm going to like get teary as well because I'm like, and I just came in, I gave you a big hug and I'm like, this is, like, I think first and foremost, it's cute that we're business partners. There's no business, you guys.
We're podcasters.
We're podcasting. But like this comes first. Yeah. And it has to come first because there's no wine chats if there isn't us. Yeah. So like, I can't, it's not like this shit isn't important to me. No. Like what's important to me is at the end, and this is I think what we've always agreed on, if Wine Chats was to cease to exist, I don't want it to be because we got into a fucking fight over a podcast.
No, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like we share our lives, we share our families, we share you know, of course we're not sharing holidays. You guys, your holidays suck. But like, you know what I mean? Like you're part of, like you're in my interwoven as part of my blanket. You're part of my quilt. Yeah. So there's no, I would hate to lose that. So I just feel, I remember this like one moment where we just hugged and cried and was like, dude, like this is, it's us.
Yeah. And I remember my barrier just letting down, like when you did that. Cause I'm like taken back by this guns blazing Billy. Going, holy fuck, like what is in front of me? Like the look on your face, the voice, the everything.
Hair. I was having a really bad hair day.
Billy, I was not looking at your hair that day for once. For once, I was too like, oh my God, what's happening? Where am I? Why is Billy being mean? Which you weren't being mean. You were just not the typical
I was doing
Billy.
A little Lindsay. I was having like a little bit of a, you know, like, I'm going to Lindle in this bitch.
God,
you know?
Stop being mean. Right? But it was nice to have that cuddle and the tears because you do get to a point in those conversations where it's like, okay, you either fucking hug and make up and move on. Yes. Or then it turns nasty. And I think that's part of the lesson about if you're a true friend. Yes. You hug, you kiss, you make up, and you move on.
Because I feel like that's what I saw that moment in our friendship where I was like, this isn't worth it. Like this isn't, this was never meant to be. Like the last thing you're right. It was at that point where it's like we either make up now and we make, we do something nice to each other. Yeah. Or we just go, okay, we'll fucking see you later. And like, I can't. Like, that's not, we can't do that. That's ridiculous. Like, that's not.
But who would I make fun of?
Right?
Who would you make fun of? I mean, we'd find
Who
people.
would I be
but
so nice to? Yeah, exactly. But not, we need to be able to talk about these people together. So anyway, difficult conversations. It was an absolute must. I felt relieved after. It was a horrible week leading up to it. I feel like it wasn't a horrible week after it. I just wanted to see you again after it because I feel like that next time we saw each other as well was so important because I want wine chats to be fun and it had nothing to do with you. I think I put a lot of pressure on it because, I wanted wine chats to be huge in 6 months and obviously it's 3 years away. So it's my own expectations that I had to readjust, you know what I mean? Like, and the way I kind of was approaching it was all wrong, I think. And so I think that next week when I saw you, I'm like, let's just fucking like have fun. Like you said, we rearranged everything. We tried to, we're really focusing on a different thing now. And I'm happy with that. I hope you're happy with that.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? It needed to happen and it happened and it was hideous, but it was
good.
Important.
It was therapeutic in some sense.
Absolutely.
And it redirected the podcast and it, it was a clean slate, so to speak. But I was the same. Like I was like, I just want the next encounter to happen just to be like, okay, it's water under the bridge type thing. Yes. Like, let's move on. Like,
so true.
Yeah. Because even Cammie was like, so how'd it go?
Oh, Henry as well, of course. Can you imagine?
I know. He's like, so do we still like Billy? Yeah. Like, can I still talk to her?
Can I still call Henry and stuff? Like, are we?
So it was good. So
I got home and cried straight away.
Oh, did you?
And because Henry works from home, because it's such a, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's such a.
Oh, I don't know what this. Okay, do tell.
Well, it's such an emotional thing. You know what I mean? Like, in the sense, like, I was here and I was, like you said, I was very determined. I had things to say that I wanted to say. So I kept it together. But as soon as I got home, I collapsed. Like, I was just like, it's such a huge emotional thing. Like, you and this podcast is such a big part of my life that I can't, it's not whatever, So like, I just, even having that with you, like, again, I get teary, like even having that with you is really hard. You don't want to do that with your wife, with your husband. Yeah. It's not a pleasant thing to fucking go through. So I got home and I told him and he was like, well, good, that's good. You guys talked about it, like, you nutted it all out. Like, I think he was just happy not to have any more girl drama in the house.
Thank fuck. Oh
God,
my
can
God.
you two bitches just go back to fucking just chat in life, please?
Why can't you just go and have a beer and like,
Yeah, get over it. Yeah. So here we are.
Okay, so Henry still likes me. Cameron still likes you. It's good. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Sweet.
I think, again, you get me out of Henry's hair, so it's great. It's amazing. And what would I do? Well, it'd be so awkward to come here and see Cammie and then not talk to you. It would just be bizarre.
No, I wouldn't let you in my house. I'd be like, go
downstairs.
back to Maruka.
I'd get on your tailgate.
Yeah. Oh, I hate that. Are you making fun of my tailgate or your tailgate?
Yours.
Oh, right.
Why would I be making fun of mine?
I was going to say, don't take my tailgate. That's
I'm like, I'll be out in the tailgate. Cameron and I on his truck.
Oh, my God.
Drinking beers, throwing cans down the street like Logan Bogans.
Yeah, you'd have to go to Underwood. I can't believe that. Anyways.
So it got us talking about.
Yes, it did.
Difficult conversations.
Yeah.
When else have you had a difficult conversation, Lenny?
Well, do you know what? I don't know. Because normally, like Cameron and I don't really have, like, I've never had to have a difficult conversation with Cameron. Like, we just.
Really?
No, not one of those where you're like.
Right.
Dreading or like really. I mean, we like, fight, but like not a
but that's
difficult.
not difficult. That's fun. I had remember Henry and I've had lots of difficult conversations recently and especially the one with Henry lately, and fuck, that was therapeutic as well. It's so needed. Do you have any other time, like, what types of different, what did you have prepared? Did you have anything prepared?
No, I don't have anything prepared. I was going to look at some of the
Are you
followers.
Just Googling now? Are we?
I'm just like tuning you out, like fucking stop talking.
Like, whatever. Well, actually, let's go to followers because I feel like they had some really good things to say as well.
Or should we talk about the wine? Can I boss you around, Billy, and tell you what I want?
No, it's my podcast now. Hey, hello to all the people on Instagram. Apologies that we can't see any of you. We're so far away now.
Yeah, we're changing. This is literally the last week that we're going to be.
Well, we said that last week, didn't we? We hope it's not. We don't want to do Instagram lives anymore. It's not going to happen anymore.
It wasn't supposed to happen today, but Billy's card was full.
Henry's camera was not ready for us.
Right. So
it had 6 minutes of recording and we need about 58. So
wow. Way to go, Henry. Let's talk about the wine and then we'll go to what the people had to say.
I mean,
do you know, I feel like I'm going to be Billy. Can I go first?
Yes.
As soon as I took a sip, I'm like, wow, this is fruity.
Ooh,
which you always, so you're always like, oh, I taste fruit.
Yes. And now that you say it, absolutely it's fruity.
But
it's not sweet.
No. but can I finish my sentence?
You've said but so many times.
I know, because you interrupt me.
Well, we're finishing each other's sentences. You see how close we are?
I just like nose butted the microphone. But it's really weird. As we keep sipping it, I don't get that overwhelming like fruitiness, and it's turned really dry. Like it's weird.
Yes, and it's delicious.
Yeah,
it's such a great first sip. And I couldn't pick what it was, but you're right. Again, like definitely not a Shiraz, I don't think, because it's fruitier and it's...
Oh, see, but I've been...
Shirazes to me are like full of body and they're sort of thicker somehow, whereas this is like, I reckon this is a Cab Sav.
No, Cab Sav's way deeper.
I don't know anything about anything.
But
I'm going to call it a Cab Sav.
It's not a Cab Sav. I've been all winter, Cameron and I have been on the Cab Sav train. This is not a Cab Sav.
I love that you go and buy specific wines so you can drink them and enjoy them. That's hilarious. I just find whatever red's there with a pretty label.
Yeah, that's
I don't even buy wines anymore, really.
No, you don't need to. You finish off the bottles that we get.
Yeah. Even that takes weeks.
Oh my God, that's vinegar, not wine anymore.
True.
Okay. True. I'm traumatized. What was my thought process? No, yes, we do choose specific wines because we like varietals of wines because we do like them. No, so this winter we've been really into the Cab Savs. I would bet a bottom dollar that this is not a Cab Sav, that this is a Shiraz.
Oh,
I think it's a Shiraz.
Really?
Yeah.
I wouldn't call this a Shiraz. A Firaz?
A Firaz.
I wouldn't call it a Firaz.
Oh,
or
really?
a Shiraz.
Okay.
Yeah.
What would you call it? It's definitely not a Pinot Noir. It's too heavy for Pinot Noir.
I'd call it anything else but a Shiraz.
Okay.
A Merlot. Let's go with a Merlot.
No.
We don't get enough of those.
No.
Yeah.
Cedar and Pine, please reach out.
Cedar and Pine.
Can you please tell me that I am right and Billy is wrong? That's all we need.
Sorry. This is, Put labels in your bottles so we can know. I don't know.
Well,
actually, this is fun.
Yeah, let's not blame our stupidity. Right. I said that wrong.
Let's not blame Lindsay's stupidity.
No,
yes.
Let's blame our stupidity because normal people probably would have like done
reached
some research
out and
figured it out.
You're the wine chick, so
I know. I'm sorry.
Chats.
I grabbed it at the last minute. I didn't have time. But their wine bar is super cute. I've been there.
Yes, we need to go there.
Yeah, it's down like Manly, Wynnum area. I don't know which one it technically is in. I want to say Wynnum that it's technically in.
Yes, it says Wynnum.
Yeah,
I want to say like Upper Wynnum, but that's not right. There is no
There's
Upper
no
Wynnum.
Upper Wynnum. Where
that's
the fuck
why
are
there
you
is
from?
an East Wynnum, West Wynnum.
No, it's just
North
Wynnum.
Wynnum. It's in
No.
Wynnum.
Stop talking. It's Wynnum. Mm-hmm. Okay, now that we've totally like, what's that word?
I feel like there was something ahead of Wynnum.
We're so sorry, Cedar and Pine. We're so thankful.
But
to
we
you for
love
sending
you
your
and we
wine.
love your range and we love this wine.
Exactly.
Seriously.
Let's concentrate on the good things.
Let's concentrate not on our stupidity.
Exactly. How we've butchered. That was the word I'm trying to look for. That we've butchered your feature. We're so sorry. But the main thing is, yes, your wine is delicious.
Absolutely.
Okay, so has a friendship of yours ended from a difficult conversation? 60% people said yes.
I've had a friendship end from a difficult conversation.
Who?
In high school. I know that sounds really high school, but it was.
Yeah.
Actually, straight after high school, I had a really good friend, Alexis. Hi, Alexis. I'm sure you watch my podcast. Look, she's fine. My mum still hangs out with her mum, and my mum literally will still hang out. My mum has no loyalty towards me.
So Yasna will still be my friend if you really piss me off?
Yeah. Absolutely. But anyway, Yasna's still friends with him, so it's all good and whatever. But we were friends, like, as in I would go and stay at her house. I would practically live with her for like years of high school, like the last few years of high school. We were like, I mean, besties isn't even, it's an understatement. Like we were totally great. And then I started dating Henry, which she didn't like. Because I think she didn't like
Henry, didn't like that you were dating someone?
Both. She didn't like Henry and she didn't like that I was so dating him because as soon as I met Henry, I was,
all bets were off for anyone else. You were
totally.
Just
when you find a boyfriend and you live and breathe each other. And she didn't like any of that. But anyway, we just got into this really stupid fight and literally ruined our friendship. And I remember calling her out for a coffee just to be like, dude, like that, dude, like this is, we've been like, we can't just, what the fuck, like what? And she did one of those, like, I honestly don't know why you called me. Like, it is what it is, kind of like, sorry.
Really?
Yeah, like, no shit. Like, and I was like, okay, see ya, bitch. I didn't want to fucking call you. I just called you out of like courtesy to be like, we've been friends for so long, this can't end.
So she actually was
she called it. She was like, I honestly, like, she literally was like, I don't know why you tried because.
Look, at least she didn't bullshit around.
Fair enough.
And like,
to be honest, I felt the same way in the sense that I was like, I honestly I hated the way it was going.
Yeah.
I didn't enjoy what was happening.
Yeah.
And so I was kind of like, cool, like I tried.
Yeah.
Cool with me. But yeah, you're right. It's actually just nice to be honest and not to like faff about. Don't fucking lie to me. Just tell me how you feel.
And you didn't want to hang out with her really anyways. No. And
I had Henry now. I had another Asian in my life. I don't need her. She was Asian too.
She Asian?
You say yes.
God. Why do you like me? I'm not Asian. I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't get it either. I needed a white person in my life.
Oh my God. Do you dread having tricky conversations? Because some people don't.
Tell me who said yes. Seriously. Is there anybody on that fucking list who actually said yes? Was it you?
No, do you dread?
Oh,
so do you dread? So 80% said yes, they dread it, but 20% said no. And you know, one of those lovely people, does not surprise me, is my friend Amelia. She is like, she's one of those, well, I'm trying to figure out the right word to describe her. She is one of those people that is like strong-headed, but in a good way. Oh God, like I know.
No, I think if she's one of those people that just said, much like you, I don't think you should be dreading difficult conversations because I feel like you have them on the daily.
Yeah. Well, with who? My children.
With people in Underwood.
Yeah.
With people at barbershops. With people
in the barbershop. Yeah, but he had it coming. He was a dick. Yeah. No. She's just one of those people and she's very good at her job and she's like high up in her job and like she's just one of those people that she's used to dealing with people and awkward situations. That's the way I'm trying to say it. Like not in her personal life, but in her career. Like
so she's like,
so I think maybe that's like
practiced.
Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe.
I wish I was a little bit more practiced because I've always been a real big pushover is not the right thing because eventually when you push me too hard, I'll come back 3 years later and you know give you a whole big speech. So eventually I will come back and complain about things that don't make me happy. But yeah, just my nature is very much to retreat.
Yeah.
To just be like, oh, no, okay, you just have whatever you want and I'll just be back here, Because as much as I talk a big game about like, oh, fuck your shit up. Oh, I really won't.
No, you won't.
I really won't.
No, I even know like you've come to me about like other situations and I'm like, Billy, just say it. Like, just say this. Like, I don't understand. Like, why is it such a big deal?
We've written so many texts together.
Yeah.
Like I'm getting more confident in myself. I'm coming back from it. I feel like, again, like that really big, I see that really long period of sadness and anxiety that I had and I feel like I'm coming out of that with new skills.
Good.
Like talking to people normally. Because I think I create my own problems by not speaking up when something bugs me. Something bugs me and then I internalize it and then I keep it forever and then I'm like, oh, I hate this 4 years later. It's like, what the fuck?
And it becomes bigger than it actually is. So if it's not a thing, it's not a thing. Oh, God, we're good. Let's end this.
Okay. Thank you so very much for being here with us during this very difficult conversation.
I know. I feel like it was a good time to have it on the couch because I feel like it was a therapeutic, we're in our psychiatrist appointment. Yeah.
True. If you would like any psychiatrist advice, please let us know. winechatspodcast@gmail.com because clearly we are professionals. Please don't do that. Obviously this is...
No, please do. I like hearing people's problems.
Well, yes, but don't expect any real answers.
Yeah.
Thank you. Find us on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook.
Yep.
You can obviously email us. YouTube. I forget YouTube, but YouTube is the most important because we're going to really start, I think, amping our YouTube a little bit more. Anyway, find us on YouTube. And email us and call us and call Lindsay. Download us. Absolutely download us. Tell your people about us.
Why are they
share our
me?
episodes.
What?
Why? Well, I don't want them to call me.
I don't want them to call me.
Call Cameron.
Us.
He would love to answer your calls.
He does not even answer my calls.
Nope.
He is not going to answer.
That's why they should call him.
I know. Yeah.
Okay. Bye.
Chat soon.
I was speeding my chat soon up too.
Look, my bunion foot will hit the record button.